All right now.
Patrick Mahomes is basically God playing quarterback.
Live!
They want it. They want it.
Now, when it's grim, be the Grim Reaper. And go get it.
That's a different cheer right there, baby.
Yeah, we're not having a snowball fight.
He'll get handled when he gets handled.
The Lombardi Trophy has a red and gold reflection. Touchdown! Kansas City! One of the greatest duos in the history of the National Football League. Patrick Mahomes to Travis Kelce. Do it live!
Let's go!
Sorry. You gotta fight for your right to party!
Let's go.
Howdy, Chiefs Kingdom. It's Monday. It's 8 o'clock. It's Chiefs Kingdom Live. Thank you so much for watching. If you would, real quick, before you forget, make sure to click or tap that like and click or tap that subscribe button. Maybe turn on those notifications so we don't miss you when we go live. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell some Chiefs fans, help spread the word. We would appreciate that. We're back to the fun shows tonight after a big win, man. Really looking forward to it. We're going to talk about that. There's that, ginormous, I don't know what word you want to use to call the comeback against the Indianapolis Colts at Arrowhead to keep the season alive. It was looking bleak there at times, but this team, man, they showed the grit, right, in the heart of a champion. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this Turkey Day game against the Cowboys in Big D. Somebody referred to it as like the original America's team versus new America's team or something like that, which I thought was pretty good. So, does Bo got that down there on his?
Yeah, Chiefs are America's team.
There we go. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about other NFL news. Before we get into it, fellas, how are we doing tonight? Nick, how are you?
I'm doing awesome, man. We got a short work week ahead of us here. We, had a vintage Chiefs comeback win. Kareem Hunt going over 100 yards. It feels like it's 2018 a little bit there. And
Nice.
there you go.
Nice.
You held on to it.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, dude, we're just it was a good win, right? It was a good comeback. It was an ugly game for a lot of it, but the Chiefs look like they may have turned a corner, and they definitely saved their season there. We were talking last week about how many games they needed to win. It's like, and they won this week and dropped in the standings. So it was an important game, man. I'm good.
Bo, how are you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's Monday and the week's already halfway over. It's CK
Right.
all time. No.
Right.
No, I'm doing good. Still riding off of that win. Whew, that was a rough watch, but hey, you know what? Shout out to the defense. We're going to get into this game. I'm looking forward to it. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody in the chat. Kevin, we were just talking about you before the show started, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We'll talk with you here in a little bit.
Right.
Scott, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm doing real well. So enjoying Victory Monday. We're doing the show a couple nights early here due to some traveling for the holidays. So, yeah, I'm doing well, man. I had a good time. Went and did some deer hunting this weekend. So I
nice.
sold my tickets to the game. I was like, oh, man, that would have been a good one to go to. But that's okay. We've been to a lot of good games. So, yeah, it looks like chat's filling up. It's good to see everybody. Chiefs 23-20
Chatbots.
overtime win. Make sure you click like and subscribe, even if you're a bot. Man, come from behind win. Just Bo, just overall feelings, how you reacted, the highs and lows maybe of watching that game Sunday, man.
Man, it was mostly low. Like, I feel like I was looking through our text thread for that game, and ooh, I was not a happy camper. A couple drinks in me and watching them play like that. It was, I got pretty pessimistic. But No, I mean, again, shout out to the defense. Like, I'm not trying to be too critical of this game. I mean, we just kind of, took down arguably the NFL's #1 offense, right? And so, like, the defense did their job. They gave us so many opportunities. Couple struggles on offense, couple struggles on special teams, but those seemed like they could be easily cleaned up. Yeah, man, it was not a fun watch, but hey, a win's a win, right? Like as Big Doug was saying up earlier, no matter how ugly it is, a win's a win.
Looks like we got Race Car. Good to see you. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Nick, how did you feel watching that game, man?
Yeah, I was positive and upbeat the entire time. You can tell that
Knew it all along.
I knew it all along.
Got him right where we had him. Right where
I didn't say anything negative about Rashee Rice, and at the beginning of the game, right before he just like went buck wild on their defense in the fourth quarter and overtime. Look, it was a. I think Chiefs fans are frustrated because they just have been watching this team kind of underachieve all year, right? And it's difficult to watch like somebody underachieve. I mean, it's if they were just getting beat, but like that Colts game, the Chiefs were like beating themselves in that game. It's the intercept whole line. I mean, fumble like in the red zone, just dropping passes in the end zone. I mean, they really could have boat raced the Colts there, and that game kind of felt like the whole season. But then the way that the team came back and won at the end, it was promising. So we'll see what they can do to build off of that. And I mean, it's looking like to make the playoffs, they may have to win out. So it was a good win, man. But yeah, I mean, overall, man, it was a slog as a fan to get through. And I mean, just some weird play calls, just bad penalties. I mean, it was the mix of everything.
John C., good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Scott, how'd you feel during that game? Was your frustration level at an all-time high?
It was probably best I watched the game by myself.
My neighbors knew I was watching the game. That's for sure.
There was some yelling at the television, but I just felt like the games from last year, right? And there's been some games that felt like last year's games, but they didn't come out on top. And so it looked pretty bleak there towards the end, but you just felt like the Broncos game in a lot of ways. Like the Chiefs were moving the ball and they were dominating time of possession and were really looking at the box score, right? The stats and the counting numbers were just beating the Colts in every way you could except for on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Absolutely allergic to scoring a touchdown.
Right. But, just kind of had that feeling like, is Patrick really there? Like, he ain't going to let him go out like this, is he? And
right.
And boy, did he come alive in the fourth quarter and overtime. So, but yeah, no, it was nervous. I mean, when they took that touchdown away on the face mask penalty, I was like,
everybody was, man.
Yeah.
And then, like, of course, we live in the age of slow mo, right? So they show it 30 times in slow, like, oh, that clearly wasn't a foul. That wasn't a foul. Right. They got that wrong. I don't know about you guys. Where was the expedited review on that one?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, that's.
Could you imagine the internet if they had called from New York and reversed the penalty and ruled that a touchdown?
Oh, dude.
I mean, I don't.
The internet might have shut down for the night.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it was obvious, though, right? I mean, even if you were a Colts fan or a Chiefs hater in general, you couldn't deny that it wasn't a penalty. So they had to save all those expedited reviews for later in the game to make sure they screwed the Chiefs on the spot of the ball over and over and over and over. So couldn't use all those up at the beginning of the game there in the first quarter. So, but yeah, man, I just nervous, but I was holding out hope the entire time, and the Chiefs were keeping them within arm's length, and were just keeping it close enough to where you knew they had a chance. So, I feel like the story of the game was Kareem Hunt, man. Like we've talked about Travis Kelce kind of turning back the clock or finding the fountain of youth. Kareem Hunt gets 30 carries at age 30, hard runs.
Let's go. Do the wheels fall off, baby?
Yeah.
I thought about you, Bo.
I think I said that last week, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
All right, he's getting up slow again.
I mean, we need to save some of those wheels for the later in the year in the postseason, but with no other options really, because apparently, like we've said several weeks in a row on this show, apparently Elijah Mitchell is either not a real person or did something.
He must
to
fumble
Andy Reid
every
or
touch
Clark
he gets in
Hunt,
practice, right?
Yeah, fumbles every.
Can you imagine like he showed up at the facility and they're like, "Wait a minute," and they open it up. It's like 3 kids in a trench coat, you know?
Yeah,
and they just can't tell anybody.
Right. But I mean, for him to do what he did at age 30, career high in touches, the yards per carry weren't quite there, and we'll talk about the fumble. It's kind of funny, like the team and the players after the game were like, "Yeah, that actually kind of sparked us and got us going." The fumble by Kareem Hunt there, and the end of the game was kind of a weird twist and way to look at it, but.
John C. brings up, I feel like, the perfect segue for your stat, Scott. He said, Hunt is a bad man. He was exhausted. I cried when he fumbled. You should tell John C. about the stat you sent Nick and I, because that was amazing.
If you've been on social media or on the internet or listening to sports radio here in town, I'm sure you've probably heard this by now, but that was Kareem Hunt's first lost fumble since his first carry in the NFL with the Chiefs against the Patriots in 2017. I mean, think about how many times you've dropped your phone in the last 8 years, and that guy hasn't dropped a football in a football game in that entire time, man. Crazy stat. Bo, just how impressive was that to see what he did at his age? And after, look, man, the guy's taken a beating, and we talked about they ran him past E last year. We've talked about him getting up slow the game last week. I think I was amazed he didn't have an injury designation and wasn't limited in practice. But how impressive was the performance by Kareem Hunt, man, on Sunday?
Insanely impressive, man. I think that's why most of Chiefs Kingdom was like, run that guy more. I think you could like kind of look at some of the stats that he was producing, and like everybody kind of knew that that's what he's capable of, right? We're not looking for that 30, 40-yard breakaway. I don't think that's in the cards right now for this guy, but as far as productivity and getting 4, 5, 6 yards a carry, like that makes things a lot easier on second and short, third and short, versus behind the sticks and everything. So things are looking good for Pop. So, that's a good thing for Hunt in that sense that, maybe they can kind of split the load next week this week if he plays, but does not look his age, man. That guy looks like he has rediscovered the game. Looks like he's energized. I text you guys during the game. I think he just gets up slow. I think he's been playing for so long. He's just like, yeah, there's no rush for this, right? Like, here we go. I got 20 more carries in me. I'm just going to take my time here. But no, amazing player. Thrilled with what he did. I thought he performed amazing.
Yeah, I heard after the game when they were interviewing him in the locker room, some reporters, and he was like, hold on, and we went to stand up to do the interview, and then he was kind of like, y'all don't mind if I just sit down for this one, do you? I mean,
some ice
look,
on these
man, that guy's feeling it. And for him to just the last 2 weeks to just tote the rock the way he has and some of the hits he's taken, it's hard running, man. Nick, Kareem Hunt, 30 carries. I don't think that's something you want to see him do every week, but man, it came up huge with the season on the line Sunday.
Right. Yeah. It's, pulling out all the stops. If it's kind of like the Rocky Four, right? Like if he dies, he dies. Like, but we got to get the yards. So, I mean, and it's like, yeah, dude, he gets up like an old man getting out of a hot tub, just
no rush. Yeah.
Let's just really make this, take its time here. But no, look, kudos to the offensive line for blocking, right? And they called it out on the broadcast, so I'm not saying anything new. And when Trey Smith went out, obviously they started to struggle, but they stuck with the run. And really, like, I think it won the game in a different way than most people are talking about, because what they were able to do is grind out all of the clock at the end there, and they were able to tie the game up and make the Colts use all their timeouts And then that run on first down at the goal line, like, allowed them to just basically like run it down to like 20 seconds. And then there was just no opportunity for the Colts to get the ball back and try to go win it in regulation. And not that I don't know, the Chiefs defense probably wasn't going to give much up there. They didn't do it in overtime for sure, but it was just an impressive performance by somebody that, you know, is on the other side of 30 as running back. I guess sitting, you know, behind Nick Chubb for a few years. Maybe he's a little bit fresher than most 30-year-old running backs, but it was still just it was like all heart and all gut, right? And to come back and get the touchdown and to really kind of help seal the win for us when he had a big fumble, and, you know, you saw Travis go over and he'd be like, dude, like, no, we need you, man. Like, we're good. We still got this. And for him to come back, it was fun to watch, man. That's what one of the great things about sports, you know, is people like overcoming that adversity and finding a way. So
ain't over till it's over.
No, definitely not. Yeah, just hats off to that guy, just giving the team everything he has when they needed it most. And you know, that some of the runs there on that last drive kept putting the Chiefs in like 2nd and long, and I was like, okay, maybe now we can call a different player, but at least a different running play on first down. But yeah, for most of the game, he was out there breaking tackles, right? And I mean, there were some flashes of young Kareem Hunt in there, spinning off guys, breaking tackles, getting in the second level a little bit. No big long. I can't think it was like the longest run he had. The game was maybe 20 yards, but at which point I want to say on one of his runs, they said that's only the 3rd run of 15 yards or longer by a Chiefs running back this season, which is unbelievable. Almost as the hasn't fumbled in 8 years stat. But yeah, man, the guy is playing himself into like legend status for the Chiefs at this point and what he's been able to do. And I mean, all the other stuff aside, you know, getting kicked off the team and coming back. I mean, on top of all that, just to go out and have a performance like that when the season was, it was, man, it was looking bleak. And he just kept in there and was just lowering the shoulder, man, getting those hard yards in between the tackles and running up the gut, man. Now that's tough work. That's tough sledding. And he didn't complain about it once. I want to say after the game, someone asked him about 30 carries. He goes, man, it was tough. He's like, I mean, I'll do 100 if that's what the team needs. So, and I don't doubt that Kareem Hunt would try to run the ball 100 times if they tried to give it to him that much. But yeah, as impressive as it was, though, man, like you got to figure out a way to dial it back a little bit on him, and hopefully Isaiah Pacheco comes back. Chiefs signed Dameon Pierce, former Houston Texans running back, to the practice squad. Be interesting to see if he can get elevated in time for like a game on Thursday. You would think that's got to be really, really tough for him to do. But
tight window
if Isaiah Pacheco can't come back, there you're going to have to do something.
What do you guys think about the other 2 running backs? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but like alluding to that, like, I mean, we have a running back room. I think we saw some great things out of Brashard Smith, and you know, they put in CEH. We can get into that too, but
yeah. Listen, man, like, hats off to Clyde Edwards-Helaire for being a team guy and coming in and doing what the team needs him to do. I just don't think he has that pop, man. They need someone with a burst that can get that big, long run. And
just break a tackle, break that first initial hit, right?
Yeah. He had a short run. He had, I want to say, a run where he got 6 or 7 yards there, but he's not the answer. Again, we've talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire more than once on this show before. It just didn't work out. He never lived up to that first round hype. But
keeps hanging around, though.
From everything
around.
From everything you hear about the guy, he is a team player, and he does what the team needs him to do, and he's a great teammate. So, Brashard Smith, to me, he looks good catching the ball out of the backfield. I don't know that he has the size to be getting like 10 or 12 handoffs or running it up the middle a lot. Like, I don't know if that's his game or not, but
we were talking kind of about missing that Jerick McKinnon aspect, that catcher out of the backfield, right? I
Right.
felt like he filled that void really
Yeah, he
well
did.
this game.
Yeah, no, he's a converted wide receiver, so he has good hands and he's got some speed and he's got some nimbleness, right, and some moves to him when he gets in the open field. So, but yeah, I don't think you can count on him to come in and spell Kareem Hunt on Thursday against the Cowboys and get 12 or 13 runs in between the tackles. Nick, what else did you see out of the other running backs?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Chiefs putting CEH in, they just wanted to, finally end the conversation over which running back, from that draft class was better, CEH or Jonathan Taylor. Time's going to tell
Case
on
closed.
it, but,
The
they just
jury
had to
was
add
still
another
out.
chapter to that. You're being very kind to CEH. I think having him in this game, like getting meaningful carries, like is almost like criminal negligence from our from
Does
just
it
the
not
roster
kind of feel
perspective.
like? Does it kind of not feel like one of your buddies is getting back together with like a toxic ex-girlfriend? You're like, dude, I know you like it, but like, come on. I know it's comfortable, but dude, this isn't the way.
Loyal to a fault, right? It's
Loyal
the
to a
Chiefs are
fault.
loyal to a fault, and that's it's not that's not a terrible
Absolutely.
thing. But yeah, look, so we know what we're gonna get with CH, right? He's a known quantity. Brashard Smith, he's really good with the ball in his hands, and he can make some guys miss, and he hasn't busted any really big plays. But he can get you a first down, if he gets the ball in his hands. And so I like him catching passes out of the backfield. Like Scott said, he's not going to be running between the tackles. He's probably also not going to fill the Jerick McKinnon role where he's like, like a third down back, like in pass pro, like picking up like, extra rushers and stuff, right? That's, they got Kareem Hunt in there, but overall, like, not terrible. Just we don't have anybody that is what I would say is like kind of like above league average, right? Kareem Hunt had a good game, but I mean, he was still averaging 3.5 yards a carry, right? So, but he got the yards that we needed. So yeah, I mean, it was a decent effort. I mean, we ran the ball 40 something times. So I mean, that was it's almost like bitching on the internet works, right? Everybody's like run the ball more, Andy, and they're like, okay, well, here's all the runs, right? Well, I'm gonna give CEH the ball. Whoa, no, we didn't mean to give CEH the ball, but like,
it's not get carried away.
Oh, hold on. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. I still think that people are underrating like what Patrick Mahomes did in this game. Scott and I were talking about that. We'll probably talk about that next. But yeah, I mean, the running backs were fine.
Yeah. The Kareem Hunt fumble, a lot of people online were saying that's the game and the season's over and we're throwing dirt on the Chiefs, right?
I was in a dark place when that happened.
Yeah, look.
Was not feeling good.
It didn't look good, but what do you think, Nick? What do you think that says about the team that it's almost like they looked at that as like, hey, man, this dude is 30 years old. He's banged up. He's hurt. He's out here giving everything he's got. The guy never fumbles the ball. Here's an opportunity to use that as a rallying point and to pick up our guy. And Chris Jones said it, and some other guys said it, that, that gave them a spark and gave them some motivation. And Chris Jones at that point started getting the crowd fired up. There's been several people online talking about, like, man, it's just like that crowd got silent, and when the ball hit the ground, everybody's thinking the worst, and the team, instead of dwelling on it and getting down the dumps, used it as motivation and used it as like a jump start to get back going. And Chris Jones and them and the defense from there on out, man, I mean, we'll talk about their performance here, especially like in that fourth quarter. But what does that say about a team that can take a play like that and completely turn on its head from a negative to a positive?
Dude, that's one of the traits I've admired most about Patrick Mahomes in his whole tenure, is just his ability to never like be out of a game. Me as a fan, just watching, not even participating in it, like I get emotionally checked out, just like, oh man. And these guys, like they have to be in there and still go in 20-9 in the fourth quarter. Like, how do you not feel dejected? These guys come in, they're like you're saying, hey, this is an opportunity for us. It's my Chiefs PTSD from years past that creeps in. Like, why am I doubting Mahomes? And like these are perfect reasons why I shouldn't. But yeah, full blown team effort in this game for that comeback behind victory. But yeah, it's kind of the norm.
Nick, what did you think about the team using that as like a rallying point instead of oh damn, well I guess this just ain't our year?
Chris?
Yeah, I mean, it shows that they do have good leadership on their team from coaching staff, from other players, right? We already talked about Travis Kelce going over to Kareem Hunt, and but it's also, to me, it's like kind of frustrating that it's like it needs to be like the last ditch effort, but
Sure.
look, it's cool. I mean, it's cool to see. Like, I saw a Colts fan, like, dude, I was at the game, and like when Kareem Hunt fumbled, it was like Chris Jones like took that game over, and he was like pumping up the crowd, and he just like was like started manhandling the offensive line, and I was just really like proud of the defense in the way that they responded in that point, because like the last week they had the same opportunity and they didn't close it out, and they've had a couple of those, right? The Chargers, right? We needed them to get a stop against the Chargers in week 1, and they didn't get it, and it seemed like against the best running back in the NFL and the top offense in the NFL, they just shut their ass down in the fourth quarter, and they were like, you guys aren't like getting anything else, and really held us in the game. So it from that standpoint, it's encouraging for the future. It's something to build off of. Patrick said it's what they needed, and so I mean, it's better than giving up, but I just as a fan, I'm like, man, like the like first quarter was the rallying cry for this game, because it's like this is like the do or die game, right? Everybody's like, I mean, this is it. Like, you guys got to win, pretty much every game from here on out if you're going to make the postseason. But
and first possession turnover by a lineman.
So I guess what I'm saying is I have a little bit of mixed feelings about it, but better late than never. So
right.
Next, we got Janet's in here. Good to see you, Janet. Hey. Happy Thanksgiving. Definitely. Yeah, no, it was cool. It just, like, in my mind, it was not a positive thing, and the team, like I said, they completely turned that on its head and used it as motivation and used it as a spark to pick up their guy and really turn the tables. So Patrick Mahomes, Nick, you just brought up him. He's been drawing a lot of criticism. I feel like we're back into this thing where maybe he's had some throws that were off, like the Rashee Rice pass in the end zone. Still should have been caught. I still consider that a drop, right? There was a Noah Gray drop. There was another false start penalty while trying to get in field goal range at the end of the first half. You're trying to get game-tying drive at the end, and a special teams penalty puts you at your own, 3 or 4 yard line.
Right.
But the guys, it was just one of those games where he was able to overcome all that stuff. Nick, how impressed were you with him, especially in the fourth quarter and overtime, when he was like over my dead body kind of situation in the game there at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, no touchdown passes, but he threw for over 350 yards. So, and
250 in the fourth quarter, right?
I mean, start like that last drive, special teams penalty starts you off at your 3 yard line. And, he's got people coming at him. He's in his own end zone. You've got to go down and you've got to at least get a field goal to keep the game going. And throws a dart to Four, who goes for 50 yards almost. I mean, the throw to Worthy. I know the throw to Rice on fourth down wasn't a great throw, but completed fourth down, right? I mean,
caught it.
He caught it. He got the ball there. I mean, and I agree with you, Scott. Like, I think that people are just kind of overly critical, and Patrick makes the most money, so he's going to get the most criticism. But it's a team sport, right? Their goal line offense isn't like all Patrick's fault. It's not like there's tons of open guys. And look, people can sit there and go online and look at, oh, well, if you
Still
look
frames.
here, yeah, I mean, you don't know where that is in the progression. If that guy got open when he's supposed to get open, there's a lot of things going on in the NFL on an offense. And unless like exactly here's like the number 1, number 2, number 3 guy, like you can get open, but like if he's not supposed to look at you there, like, he's just not going to see you. And we had some drops, but yeah, I mean, Patrick really, he seemed to come through and mattered, and he looked like the Patrick Mahomes that we expected to see last week against Denver, that didn't show up, in that situation, whether it's him or the line. But it just felt like a vintage Patrick Mahomes comeback. I mean, he's still over 500 in games where he's trails by 10 points or more. So
Only player in history.
Yeah, only player in history. So I mean, it's just it was an incredible display of mental fortitude and just overcoming diversity there. So
yeah. Bo, what did you think about Patrick Mahomes' performance? I mean, there was people online saying this dude is lost and the Chiefs have a quarterback issue, and
I've been there when the Chiefs have had a quarterback issue. We do not have a quarterback issue.
Didn't once somebody say they should trade Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, someone texted into one of the radio shows.
I really hope that was a bot.
or someone being sarcastic. It did not sound like that, but I mean, has the guy had perfection on every pass this season? No. But I mean, there's a lot of things like people are slamming him for the worthy pass, and we talked about it on our show, and then felt like Mitchell Schwartz on the radio kind of addressed it last week and was like, well, if you look, it looks like he slows down. He throttles down a little bit in the route here and then speeds back up to try to catch the ball. A lot of people online think that just because they subscribe to all 22 or can see a still frame where it looks like a guy's open for a split second, or all of a sudden quarterback gurus and know progressions and know play designs and what Patrick should be doing. Bo, another pretty masterful performance, especially if a couple guys catch passes, right? I mean, you're looking at if he gets those completions, he's probably up to maybe even over 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. It looks a lot different, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. I mean, hell of a game. I mean, the stats don't really reflect it, but we've said it before. This guy has the ability to not only put a game on its back, but then inspire others to do so. And I think that's what we saw, man. You kind of alluded to it when Kareem Hunt fumbled. We gave him back. He gets the touchdown, right? Going for that 2-point conversion. When Patrick Mahomes hits Rashee Rice for that 2-point, that laser,
another
Brett Favre, right to him.
Dude, yeah.
The Arrowhead just came alive. And shout out to all the fans. I know it's kind of cliche to do that, but they really affected that game from then on out. The communication or the lack thereof on the Colts side was really noticeable, really affected by the crowd noise, and the players also just thrived on it, especially Patrick Mahomes. We saw flashes of playoff Patrick, right? Nick kind of mentioned it, finally using his legs a little bit in the key moments where, just go pick up that first down instead of trying to make the left-handed sidearm throw or something, right? You have that. I think one of the things I think the criticism about him is a little fair. The deep ball hasn't been there. It's just been off for some reason, whether it's just out of bounds, receiver's not in the right place, or he just kind of overthrows it. My take is that he either has the Tyreek Hill muscle memory where you just throw it as far as you can and Tyreek will get it, right? But Xavier's supposed to kind of make up for that speed. But as you alluded to, he slowed down on routes. I just think there is something there that's off, but man, he makes up for it in everything else that he does during the game, right? Just flashes of brilliance when we need him. But as you saw, we've mentioned it before, he has such a high standard for himself, and he set the bar so high that after they kicked that field goal, he didn't look too happy with that win, right? I think he knows that he could have done a lot better on those drives, right? Getting down into the red zone, 1st and goal from the 5. I know there was some penalties that backed us up a little bit more, but can't get in the end zone. I mean, you see the frustration on his face, but just to not get dejected from that and still proceed to just continue to grind, continue to hammer out, continue to orchestrate drives that Nick was mentioning is just so quintessential Patrick Mahomes now. It's I'm spoiled that he's our quarterback. We do not have quarterback problems. To the people who are ever saying that, that's just the most ridiculous take I've ever heard. Yeah, can't say enough good things about the guy. I don't want to turn this into a glaze fest, but I mean, it's wild to see that he has gotten so much criticism this year when like he's single-handedly kept us above 500.
Yeah, you saw it. I mean, Daniel Jones, he's had a fine season. Was leading the NFL's #1 offense. You saw in crunch time the difference between the two guys. Daniel Jones missed his throws, and Patrick Mahomes made his throws when it mattered most. And really, to me, I mean, I know we talk about the defense, and it's never one thing, right, that wins the game. It's always a mixture of things. But to me, I mean, ultimately, the biggest difference in the game you saw it there was at the quarterback position, man, with the game on the line. Our guy made the plays, and their guy didn't. So I'm
Kind of
always
reminded me of that Brock Purdy Super Bowl, right?
right. Yeah, definitely. Seen it a lot of times in Patrick Mahomes' career, and at the end, and when the plays matter most, that's really when he gets dialed in and makes the plays. So, the defense can't talk about this game without their performance. I mean,
game ball to the whole defense.
To hold Jonathan Taylor to 3.5 yards a carry. I mean, Taylor was a NFL MVP discussion candidate guy going into this game. And he was averaging well over 100 yards, I want to say, a game, and at least
113,
1.5,
or something like that.
with 1.5 touchdowns, right? I mean, he was scoring a touchdown every game. Stats. Told that guy to, 16 carries for 68 yards, and to keep him out of the end zone was huge. The 3 and outs there at the end in the fourth quarter and overtime, I think I saw a stat was going around that like the Colts in their last 4 drives had 12 plays and got 13 yards. Drew Tranquil comes flying in there and the overtime on 3rd and 1 to not only keep them from getting the first down, but loses yardage on the tackle. Chris Jones was in there with him as well. 2 guys, leading right there to make it to where, no, you're not going to go for this 4th and 1 here, right? I mean, it wasn't just a no gain.
Right.
They missiled through there and tackled the best running back in the league this year. I mean, I think you could say he's surpassed Saquon at this point this season as the best running back in the NFL. Jahmyr Gibbs, maybe I might hear an argument, might even put him ahead of Jonathan Taylor, but when you're talking about the best, if not one of the best running backs in the NFL, to do what they did there, man, at the end of the game was super impressive. Nick, the defense, man, I mean, to come out, especially like it says in the fourth quarter and overtime, to shut down Jonathan Taylor and that offense, man, just can't say enough about those guys.
Yeah, I mean, when called upon, they came and they rang the bell, right? And they got it done. And they've gotten it done against a lot of good running backs this year. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs being one of them, right? I think that the difference was when they had to get pressure and force incompletions on those, like on those third down plays, they were able to do it. And that's where they had kind of fallen short. But look, to go against somebody that's just on a tear like that and put up that performance, outside of the long run that he was averaging like 2 yards a carry on third down, like in overtime, 3rd and 1.
Crazy. Yeah.
I mean, that's like should be like a gimme for a guy averaging 6 yards a carry, right? With the offensive line play they played. To lose yardage, I mean, that's a hell of a play. Man, I love having Drew Tranquil on our team. I just love everything that dude seems like he's about. I love his attitude. I love the way he plays on the field. I'm really stoked that he plays for our team. He was fired up after he got that tackle.
Yeah.
But
thank you, Chargers, for letting him go.
Thank you, Chargers. I will say this though, because like the Chiefs did the same thing, and it's like when you only need a yard, man, like these runs where they're handing it off from shotgun, like it's just a head scratcher, right? Like they hand the ball off to him and he's got to get 3 yards just to get to the line of scrimmage. And I know that maybe that helps, the blocks develop or something, but when you only need enough to get to the line of scrimmage and then fall forward to get the first down, like it seemed like an odd play call, right? To not, hand the ball off from under center. But hey, I'm glad they did it. So
yeah, I mean, maybe they're trying to be a little sneaky there. I think when you run out of shotgun, it's to try to help keep the defense a little more honest, not necessarily anticipate the play. That's one of the things I've thought about. A lot of people saying, "Oh, the Chiefs need to run under center more, and they need to run under center more." Okay, so every time Patrick Mahomes gets under center, then you just automatically know it's going to be a running play, right?
right.
So I think that's a little bit to it. But I mean, Bo, defense, you can't play any better than they played in the fourth quarter and overtime of a game, can you?
Dude, absolutely crushed it. Right? I mean,
slam the door, whatever you want to say.
Down, I think is the
that's something. Yeah,
four straight 3-and-outs to like end the game on the NFL's number one offense by every metric. I mean that right there kind of says it all. Huge shout out to Spags for having the ability to mix up his game plan and keep it still so unpredictable that you have whole coaching staffs changing their plans and like not giving the ball to Taylor. I mean, we've seen it at other games. We've seen like the Eagles shy away from Saquon. We've seen the Ravens shy away from Derrick Henry. Like the ability to shut down the run is just amazing. And it's kind of fascinating too, because you see this, a lot of it starts at the line, right? Chris Jones was being so disruptive on runs. And then like Nick's pointing out, the secondary is coming in, linebackers just sealing up those gaps. But then on the pass rush, like we can't do anything. Like Daniel Jones can stand there all day. A little baffling to me on that end, but I'm not going to be too critical. I thought they played stellar. Chris Jones especially, like we're kind of a little critical on him. I love Nick's quote, like you get paid money, like you get double teamed and should win sometimes, and you're not doing that. And kind of like, put a foot in all of our mouths with this game. Like he was there, he was present, heard his name a bunch. What was their tight end's name again? I didn't even hear him get called. I think he had one catch, right?
Yeah.
So huge shout out to our coverage team. I thought that their tight ends were kind of going to have a field day with us. I mean, everything that I thought was going to be our weak link, we seem to have locked down on defense. I can't say enough good things about this defense. Coverage was great. Line was great. Everybody was great.
Yeah. Spagnuolo, it seems like he knows when to like release the hounds, right? That's the saying. And the most critical juncture in the game, he started really sending the blitz and really bringing the heat. And you definitely saw it affected Daniel Jones. You saw it affected Jonathan Taylor. You saw it affected the Colts coaching staff, right, and the play calling.
Right.
There late in the game, they started kind of getting away from the run. Turned them in one-dimensional, said, we're not going to let you do, right, well, what you want to do best. Sometimes people refer to that as like taking away the right hand, like make them play left-handed, make them do things that's maybe out of their wheelhouse and not their specialty. So, man, he just – the guy, he knows when to turn it on, right? He knows when to turn up the heat, and he seems to do it right at the exact right moment more often than not.
You guys called it out last week. You put the game in Daniel Jones' hands. Like, I'll take that game,
Right. Patrick Mahomes or Daniel Jones. Let me think
exactly.
about that. So, look, and feels like this is a total slam fest on the Colts. The Colts are a good team, man. They're impressive. And I know we talk about how they disappeared there at the end of the game and the Chiefs defense really shut them down. But, I mean, they were giving the Chiefs all they wanted for a big portion of that game, even though they weren't necessarily running the ball. Chiefs kind of helped them out with that. I mean, the Patrick Mahomes interception early was
give them a drive really on hour 5.
Thing, right? Which, again, was also the result of a special teams penalty, which puts ours down inside our own 5-yard line. They got to get that stuff cleaned up. But, yeah, I mean, you talk about Drew Tranquill. Chris Jones, a guy that's taken a lot of heat from the fans and the media and people online, saying he's taking plays off and he's not the same and he's overpaid. He talked about, he'd kind of done some self-reflection, especially in the bye week, and had kind of like watched his own performances and watched his own play and identified some things that he could do better. Everybody says, "Oh, I'm my own hardest critic," but really, when it comes down to it, man, like it's really, really hard to self-analyze and kick yourself in your own butt, right, to get you going. They did it. You heard people, Nick, we were talking about fans were saying that he was started getting the crowd fired up, and he took over and started dominating the line and was getting in the backfield and being disruptive and helping the defense really stifle the Colts there at the end. Crazy performance by a lot of the guys, right? I mean, the leaders. You talk about Patrick and his play, fourth quarter overtime. Chris Jones, fourth quarter overtime. Travis Kelce was out there making plays and went out there and gave the big hug to Kareem Hunt after the fumble to pick him up. Those three guys, man, they're still like the cornerstones, and they're still the foundation of the team. And
Rainey calling me out.
I didn't get to read all Laney's comment there, but
it says people who run their mouths on social media and they have never done anything of importance.
Yeah, and look, we're critical. I know we joked about people wanting to trade Patrick or saying that he's lost it or that he's this or that, or saying that, oh, well, Spags, we can let him go to somewhere else and they fire Andy Reid. I mean, we joke about that, but people say things in the heat of the moment too, out of frustration that they maybe don't mean necessarily, but team's right back on track, man.
To a group chat. Don't put it out in the entire world to see for forever,
Right. Or
Get
if you
some
find
friends that say, hey, that's not a good take.
Or if you find yourself like in the moment getting ready to type fire Andy Reid or let's get rid of Spags or Patrick Mahomes is lost, maybe just like think twice. And if you have a friend, was the old saying, friends don't let friends. I can't remember the saying. I can't remember how it goes now, but friends don't let friends use drugs or something like that.
Friends don't let friends hate tweet.
Right. Friends don't let friends hate tweet. Maybe talk to some people there, but
don't tell me what to do, Scott.
Right. I said maybe. I didn't tell anybody, but that was so funny. Nick's making a joke about a post.
Don't tell me how to fan,
there.
Scott. I'll fan how I want to fan.
Was like, hey, if you're thinking about posting some of this crazy stuff that's going on right now, maybe log off for a little while and cool down. And people were like, you can't tell us how to fan and you can't do that. And don't tell me. I was like, I mean, do you understand what the word maybe means? Very intentionally used that word maybe.
Very suggestive.
But, yeah, man, big, huge win. Keeps the season alive with a game on Thursday against the Dallas Cowboys. They're 5.
They just came off a hell of a game, huh?
Right. Comeback victory over the Eagles. They're 5-5-1. It don't get more like 500 than that, right? When you throw that tie in there at the end. Nick, how are you feeling about this game going into Dallas on Thursday? It's a Thursday night game, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like going against the Colts with not as good of an offense and a worse defense, right? I know that they've shorn some things up after the the trade deadline. They got some pieces added to their team. They're playing a little bit better, but I mean, I like the way we match up against the Cowboys. We've got a solid defense. They were down 21-0 to the Eagles, right? And the Eagles did their whole second half like disappearing act on offense again, which
terrible coaching.
Yeah. I mean, which allowed them to to climb back in and beat the Eagles. But hey, they still did it, so that's cool. But yeah, I really like the way we match up against them. I think the team is focused and motivated. I think that they feel like maybe they got past like the garbage, right? And you saw like people making plays. Like that Rashee Rice catch on 4th down was really encouraging because, man, like that's a play where we haven't executed in that situation, and made a great catch when we had to, right? So I feel really good. I feel really good going into this game.
Bo, what's the confidence level going up against Cowboys on Thursday?
It felt super high when I was watching that Eagles-Cowboys game.
The first half.
I was just like, bring it on. Short week. Let's go. And then, they made they made a hell of a game to watch. I feel pretty good. I just have one concern, and I think it's a pretty decent concern, and I kind of brought it up when we were talking about the defense, is our lack of a pass rush right now. I mean, the Eagles line was having a hard time getting to Dak, and we've seen how ferocious and devastating that line can be to teams. Granted, they've had like 2 or 3 weeks where they've kind of slumped down and they're not being as dominant as they once were, but there's still no joke of a defensive line.
Cowboys have a good offensive line, man.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying, for the offensive line of the Cowboys to, protect Dak the way they did, it's like, we got a tall task ahead of us for our defense. And with their weapons, they got CeeDee Lamb and Pickens and their tight ends. His name's escaping me.
Right.
Travis, what's his name? Hunter? Not Hunter? No, that's the Jacksonville guy. It's Travis though, isn't it not? Their tight end, the new guy. That's all good.
It doesn't Cowboys?
Matter. Yeah, doesn't matter. Anyway, I just think you give Dak enough time, he has enough weapons to make it a difficult game, and so that's like the only matchup I don't like. I love how our defense is trending against that, but if we can't disrupt some plays, might be a long day. But offensively, like Nick's saying, I think our guys got a lot of confidence from that game, making the plays that we normally don't. I think that's going to go a long way leading into the short week, right? Momentum's a big thing in this league, and only 3 days. You're not going to lose too much in those 3 days. So let's keep that momentum going.
Jake Ferguson, is that who you're thinking of?
He's one of them for sure.
I'll look it up. Sorry, I don't know. Sorry, that's
anyway.
Bad.
Sorry.
No. Listen, I feel good about this game. Dak is a good quarterback. I feel like maybe he's a little underrated. He's mistake prone though at key times. That's kind of his downfall.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Listen, I feel good. To me, the difference between these two teams is on the defensive side. If there's a team that has a better chance of slowing down the other team's offense, it's definitely the Chiefs. I mean, definitely in their favor. The Cowboys defense, they've made some trades here before the deadline, brought in a few people. Defense has been performing a little bit better, but really the defense can be had, man. The Chiefs should be able to move the ball and score points on that defense. And so I really think that the Chiefs, have a chance to slow them down much better than they have a chance to slow us down. I think that's where the Chiefs have the advantage in this matchup. Maybe playing on the road neutralizes that. Mitch Holthus was talking about that. The road short week, right? Like where you got to play the Thursday game and you're the traveling team. It's tough to do regardless of which team is traveling and which team you're playing. But it's got to feel like Chiefs turned the corner in that Colts game, and there's got to be some confidence there, and you got to build, like you were saying, Bo, on that momentum and getting your head above 500. You just don't want to go and then dip back down and be sitting at 6-6 after that hard fought come from behind win. So, but Nick, that's a great analogy, right? I mean, they're kind of like the Colts with the worst defense. Outstanding a team doesn't always equate on the scoreboard, but the Chiefs, they easily could have won that Colts game by 14 points or 17 points.
91 plays with like 31 first downs and only had one touchdown. That's not the norm.
Right. So, to me, the key difference where the Chiefs got the advantage is on the defensive side. Bo, where do you think the Chiefs maybe have the advantage in this game? What is a key? What's something they need to do going in to win this one?
15-87. That's our advantage. I feel like Kelsey had kind of like, a bit of a quiet game, super productive a couple games ago. Not as great this past
touchdown taken away, but yeah.
Right. But he's not the kind of guy that bothers him, lets it affect him. And if anything, he's one of those guys that uses it as a fire to light a fire under his own ass and get it going the next week. So I expect to see him have a big game. I think Dallas's defense is really susceptible to covering tight ends, especially one as good as Travis Kelce. So look for that to be a huge part of this game.
Yeah,
kind of the easy route out there.
Nick. What's the key? Where do the Chiefs have an advantage, you think?
Look, I think we we have an advantage with our defense, right? We got basically like a better quarterback, right? And but we have a better
Top
defense.
five.
Top
5 defense points per game,
top
right?
five
Right now for
defense,
the
right? Yeah.
Chiefs.
So like that key is how does the Chiefs offensive line do without Trey Smith for the whole game, right? With him being
Yeah.
out, I think that injury, it's at least it's not on the end of the line there.
Yeah.
A little bit could be a little bit easier to shore up there, but like I think that's going to be, because that you saw how it impacted the run against the Colts. And the protection, like Patrick has gotten happy feet a little bit this season, is just one of the, I think, fair criticisms on him is that, when
sure.
he's not comfortable, it's obvious. And he kind of seems like he rushes a little bit. So I would say that, the key is, can the line play well enough to allow Patrick to have time? And I think that against the Cowboys defense with, you saw how we moved the ball against the Colts. I think that if we can give him time to throw the ball, I think we're going to be fine. Have you guys heard anything about Rashee Rice today and his hamstring?
No, I haven't even looked actually though.
I think they did because they had to do an estimated injury report because the game being on Thursday. And I said they estimated that he would have been a limited participant. So, he definitely pulled up with a hamstring thing, man. For a guy who the yak, right, was being a huge part of his game, man. You definitely want to see that thing get right.
He rolled. He's got a low and high ankle sprain.
Right.
I
don't think Trey Smith's going to play Thursday.
No.
I'd be very, very surprised. But I don't know that he's going to have to go on injury reserve. Hopefully the thought process is, with it being a short week this week, that means it's a long week next week. And so hopefully you can get some guys back, right?
It didn't keep Rashee Rice out of the rest of that game. He was fighting to get back in. They were having to go back to the sideline.
Right, and he was making plays, right?
Yeah.
Getting open. And so got to think that it's
that dog in him.
He does. I mean, he's got that dog in him for sure. You got to think maybe it's like one of those like lower grade strains of the hamstring, right? There's different levels to that injury. So got to hope that it's on that lower end. And like I said, if he was able to go out there and still play and get open to make plays, you got to think at least 3 or 4 days, man. The Chiefs training staff and their medical staff is top notch too. We've talked about that the last handful of years and the advantage that they have over a lot of these other teams and how quickly it seems like guys come back from injury. So that can play a huge part.
Nick brought this up a little bit about the comfortability of Patrick Mahomes behind this offensive line. Do you guys feel like you've seen Patrick Mahomes be comfortable at all this season? Maybe that Raiders game.
Yeah, I mean, I see him
outside of that.
I mean, I see him being comfortable. I feel
Washington. Ravens.
I feel like a lot of that with Patrick is I almost feel like he feels more comfortable when he's out of the pocket moving around.
Yeah, I do
more
too.
Though than it's like a lack of trust in the line. Does that make sense? Like it's almost like he's better when he's out running around.
I think it's a lot of both.
And he feels more comfortable doing that. It's not that he's worried about the pressure or that he doesn't trust the line. I think he just likes to get out and move around and throw the ball on the run and feels more comfortable doing that. So, I mean, there's been times when people say he escaped a clean pocket or he felt maybe pressure that wasn't there. I just don't know how much of that is it's just he likes to be out of the pocket more than he likes to be in the pocket. I mean, I think that's his preference, right? And that's where you see a lot of the Mahomes magic happen too, is when he's outside of the pocket and kind of going off script or ad-libbing. So,
I don't mind him going out of the pocket or even like have design plays for it. I agree with you. I think he thrives on that. But there's been a lot of plays this year where it's like the subtlest hint of like the line breaking down. It seems like he's like, "Yep, I'm out of here." Like not even dealing with it, right? Yeah, maybe just me. Nick, do you see that at all?
Yeah, look, I think that he's ready to get out of there. Just the feeling that I get, like when he's in the pocket, it's like he's ready to get out of there. Like he's just doesn't.
Is it that he's ready to get out of there, or he wants to get out of there?
I mean, I think that I don't think he has trust in it, man, to be honest. Like I feel like he's constantly having to either step up or run away from pressure. I mean, he's getting hit a lot this year, I mean, he got sacked 4 times in this game.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's like not even like he's unwarranted by wanting to
Right,
kind of
yeah.
run away and get free, but I feel like he kind of feels like a sitting duck in there, and I don't think he's very comfortable. I mean, I don't know. I think it's fairly obvious he doesn't look comfortable while he's in the pocket. So yeah, I mean, maybe right, Scott, maybe he just is more comfortable running around. I mean, if that's the case, like, they should design some more bootlegs and
Yeah,
do some
shift
other
to
things, like
it,
to get him
yeah.
out of the pocket and get him out in open space. But
Yeah. Yeah.
They did do who was it, against the Ravens, or maybe it was the Commanders? They really had the bootleg going and like a lot of movement with him getting out of the pocket and
Yeah.
making through, like designed plays for that.
Right. And listen, I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes hasn't had to run for his life, and bad line play and bad tackle play maybe hasn't gotten to him some. I think there maybe is like a little bit of a aspect of not trusting the line, but to me, I also think if you're expecting Patrick Mahomes, and maybe when he gets older and the mobility kind of goes a little bit, and he can't run around as much, maybe it changes and he'll have to learn to stay in there. But also, I mean, if you're ever expecting Patrick Mahomes to be like a Peyton Manning, just be a statue in the pocket and like
No,
throw the
not
ball, that's
expecting
not
that.
not going to happen. But I feel like a lot of people think that just because he don't stand in the pocket all the time, all day, then they think that he's got happy feet or he's scared. So I just don't know that that's really like his game necessarily. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think it's like he does live within that zone of like on the move, but we've also had such a revolving door of linemen throughout his whole tenure here, right? That it's just like I don't think he's ever had like a solid core guy just like, all right, we got this.
Right.
I mean, he kind of has, but then we suffer like an injury bug when we do have those guys.
Yeah, I mean, or they've put Kingsley out there. I mean, they've had guys out there, especially at the left tackle spot. They've struggled to really solidify that. Simmons has looked good.
yeah,
He's getting a lot of really, really like rave reviews by people that know that position and know the line and really, really know how to judge and grade performance at that position and the line play. So
It doesn't seem like the pressure's coming from the edge anymore. That's for sure.
No, definitely not the left edge.
Yeah, right.
Juwan Taylor, the penalties. I mean, I guess that penalty wasn't his fault, but listen, man, like you're not going to get like they're looking for you, right? That's when they see things that maybe aren't theirs, when they're watching you because
hand was still on the dude's head,
Yeah,
you are grabbing the dude's helmet. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a penalty, but like
he's
when you're
the Raiders of right tackles.
Exactly, dude. Like
They're
they're
you.
just like, oh well,
Like,
yeah, no, of course he grabbed his face mask. Like,
right, he's got that reputation.
Yep.
There's also some still shots and some stuff there, like where a guy had his hand on the helmet of Charles Minihue in the end zone on one of the plays there where the Colts were backed up at their own.
Oh yeah, dude.
And his hand's in the same exact fucking spot as Taylor's hand was on the Colts guy's helmet. And of course they didn't call that a penalty. And I don't think we want to get too much into the ref officiating, complaining, whining game like the Colts or some of these other fans, but that was just a terribly officiated game, man. Like
right. There's not like any. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, so that crew is not ready to referee NFL games. It was obvious.
Yeah, they've thrown the most flags, I think, this year in the NFL.
Yeah.
And
they stopped the play, like mid play, and then said, "Oh, never mind. There's no penalty. We'll just start."
Oh, whoops!
I mean, bad calls, missed calls go both ways against both teams. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was all one way or the other. But yeah, no, that referee crew looks like they need some more time and some more training to be out there on the field, right, Bo? I mean, as you're getting ready to feel.
Yeah, when refs start like taking points off, and then like the rules expert on TV saying, well, this is reviewable, it should be fine, right? Cheese ball. And then they come on, they're like, nope. And it just causes so much confusion with the general public and everything.
Oh, yeah. Just when they say that Andy Reid can challenge it. I was like, hey, you can challenge face mask calls? No, that don't sound right.
I think when it comes to like the subjective plays, though, like the refs just need to like take a step back. They're just becoming too involved, and I think it really ruins the flow of the game, ruins the momentum of the game, and just the overall look and the experience of the game, right? Like just so much dead air when you're watching these guys. Just another yellow flag, and just take a step back, right? I'm not complaining about any one certain call, but like let's let them play. It's a contact sport, let's call the egregious stuff and the obvious stuff, but come on, let them play a little bit.
Right. I will say Colts fans complaining about like the roughing the passers where he dove at Patrick's legs, and then the guy like landed with all of his body weight on Patrick. I mean, it's like, do you just not know the rules? I can understand
exactly the rules, like those two rules.
I can understand if you want to argue whether or not that should be a penalty. That's a whole other discussion of whether or not it is a penalty. It was definitely a penalty. Both of those roughing the passers, by the letter of the law, right? The rule book, they were penalties. I mean, people were complaining, calling Patrick a whiner because he was trying to get that face mask penalty. It was like, well, he did. He grabbed his face mask. Like, that's a penalty. I mean, especially after you get a touchdown taken away on a bullshit phantom face mask, you're definitely going to be calling for a face mask penalty when they miss it on you. So, listen, do I think that landing on the quad, I don't think that should be a penalty. Like, if you aren't hitting him late, right? I mean, bang, bang, ball comes out, you hit him. If you fall on him, you fall on him, right? You should be able to get tackled, man. I think that's a little soft. I feel like if you're complaining about that rule, you should also be complaining about the illegal block penalty that wiped out a big play on the Chiefs later in the game, where
blindside block,
the blind side, even though he hit him in the front. Like, I mean, how's it blindside if the guy hits you in the chest? And I get, like, I understand
blocking towards your own end zone is what they call it, but
I get that part of it.
But I mean,
how is it a blindside block if you can fucking see the guy blocking?
Right,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
So I think it's a dumb rule. It's a soft rule, man. I mean, back in the day, that used to be like, you got jacked up. Remember, like they used to do that stuff. Yeah. And so, I mean, they definitely have softened football more.
They used to make video tape of whole VHSs of NFL's greatest hits and half
right.
of them for that play you just described.
Exactly. So, listen, man, I mean, do I think they've gone too far and with penalties to soften the game up or eliminate some of these big hard hits? Yeah, I do, definitely. But to act like it's not a penalty is just wrong, though. I mean, it is. I mean, you don't like the penalty, that's fine. It's like not liking the speed limit on the highway being 70. It should be 80. Well, okay, you can debate what it should be, but I mean, there's no debate like that the speed limit's 70. If you're going 80, you're still getting a ticket.
I was going at it with a Colts friend of mine, or a Colts fan friend of mine, who's a Colts fan. There it is. And he started complaining about the refs, right? And I'm like, hey, how many points did the refs take off the board for you guys? Like, yeah, they extended a play for us here. Probably both bullshit, but how many points did they take off the board for you, right? That was just the wild one for me.
Colts fans were in a competition for Texans fans from last year for crashing out the hardest over calls in that game. I've seen so many people like complain about the Rashee Rice catch where they're like, well, they ruled it a touchdown. And like, they never
one guy did, and then the other guy didn't. And then they conferred and ruled
they never put points on the board, right? Like,
no, one guy, what they're saying is one referee ran over with his arms up in the hole. Like, but that doesn't mean they called it a touchdown. Like,
it wasn't called a touchdown. Like, I just crashing out on that. The Noah Gray catch. It's like,
oh my God, dude.
I mean, just dude, like
there was people online saying, well, it didn't touch the ground, but he never controlled it. It was like, dude, what?
Make that one make sense.
Make it make sense, man. Like, reread like what you just said. Like,
these people
shout out to Noah Gray for catching the ball completely unconscious.
Should be lawyers, right?
Right.
Well, Your Honor, my client,
right. I will
may have robbed the store, but they never actually possessed the jewels.
Right. Yeah. Right.
What is possession?
Right.
Really?
Possession is like it's not hitting the ground. Like and that's a scary play for Noah Gray. I was glad to see him get up and walk off the field his
Right,
own power.
Yeah.
Obviously in the concussion head injury protocol. But yeah, man. I mean, I'll at least in the Colts sense, I will say at least their coaches and players weren't blaming the refs after the game like the Texans were.
Right. Yeah. A
Was,
little bit of dignity over there.
That was weak. Although there was audio of the Colts announcers that's been going around online where they're like calling Patrick Mahomes a whiner.
They love
when you've got
for us.
right when you got this dude out here whining to the referees all the time, and I was sitting there thinking like, when did fans and homers become the broadcast crews for NFL teams? Like, have a little bit more self-respect and class than that. If you're like the team's broadcasting team calling another player a whiner or a baby, like, I mean, if it's happened, I'd be very surprised. I mean, you think you've ever Mitch Holthus? You think he's ever called another team's player a whiner or a baby? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
if he has, I want to get that audio and put it in our intro.
Yeah, I mean, just have some like I said, have some class and some professionalism, some dignity. Man.
I bet you under his breath he's mentioned it about Phillip Rivers once or twice.
Yeah, it could have
or anything.
Could have, but yeah, no, you're right there. They were crashed out hard about the refs. I mean, we put out on Chiefs Kingdom Live X account. It's like the Chiefs could win a game where they were penalized 10 times and the opponent was penalized 0, and people would still try to figure out some way to like say the refs won the game for the Chiefs. I mean, it doesn't matter like how one-sided or how bad the calls are either way. Like, the other teams are going to blame the referees whenever the Chiefs win. I mean, it's like what we talked about. It's called, right, CDS, Chiefs Derangement Syndrome. I mean,
it's real, dude.
It's real, man. There's people out there.
Did you guys see Will Compton on X?
I don't know.
He put out this big tweet before the game about how the Colts were about to end the Chiefs season in the dynasty. And like afterwards, he quote tweeted and he's like, "The Chiefs are the most formidable opponent I've ever faced."
Yeah.
Keeps saying shit and he's always wrong.
Right. Yeah. I mean that guy is a hot take expert that's been popularized to like be a shill for FanDuel and sports gambling. I mean, that's all that dude is. I mean, that's the only reason he's been platformed and made as popular and prominent.
I mean, it's still pretty funny.
Yeah.
Just like, all right.
Well, maybe not.
Well, we're not. Right. Or I could be wrong.
Right. If the Chiefs' success has proved one thing, it's that being a analyst or an expert or being in like sports media or in NFL broadcasting, it ain't about being accurate, because they've been predicting the downfall and saying this is it for the Chiefs for about 5 years now, and nobody loses their job. Nobody disappears or being wrong all the time.
This year. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Colin Cowherd is the biggest like
prisoner of the moment.
Like every week after week to week changes his stance and his takes on team, not just the Chiefs. I mean, this is like a Chiefs homer thing because he gets critical of the Chiefs when they lose. He does it with every player and every team in the NFL.
His
man,
power rankings
so
are just
terrible,
so off the wall.
Ah, man, now we better be careful because that's Laney's guy, Colin Cowherd. But yeah, God, he's awful, man. It's just
she's calling me out. I'm gonna call Colin Cowherd out.
Right, it's terrible, man. I mean, that guy is just 1 week this team's the best, going to the Super Bowl, and then the next week, dynasty's over.
I hate it because he's got such a good voice. And sometimes he makes good points, but yeah, it sucks being a Chiefs fan and having.
And then he's got J-Mac on there. Oh my God, who's the worst, like most obnoxious Chiefs hater ever. Who's just been wrong about the Chiefs for like 5 years now. But again, it's not about being right. It's about getting clicks, and it's about getting views. So,
yeah, Jason McIntyre's like what you get when you have zero like sense of integrity, and you'll say just any outlandish thing to be outlandish and get people riled up so that like you get clicks and views.
Right.
So like if you have no self-respect and no integrity, you too could probably be Jason McIntyre.
Be Colin Cowherd's sidekick.
Just take the heel position on every team's
Right. There's that too. Yeah.
Right.
positions there during the season,
Right.
and there you
Right.
go.
Yeah. I'll stay broke. I guess if that's what it takes. I mean, if that's what it takes to get this show up over that 1,000 subscribers.
Says the guy with the pool table behind him. I'll stay broke.
Right. Yeah. Hey man, I got that sucker on sale. Okay. I mean, these two fat heads you see back there were Christmas presents. I mean, yeah, no. Anything else we need to get to? I think we got it pretty well covered.
Yeah, no, I think we're good.
Just felt so good,
He has
man.
no self-respect. He's a Jets fan.
What's that?
J-Max, a Jets fan?
Is he?
Oof.
Oh,
Good.
I'd
There's
probably
a
have
lot
a
of-
lot of disdain for a lot of
Hey,
other
man.
teams if I was a Jets fan too.
there's a lot of like Jets fans out there. Rich Eisen's a Jets fan, right?
Yeah.
Is he? Oh, dang.
I want to say Mike Greenberg. Now, of course, a lot of these people are like either from New York or live in New York because of the job and the profession they're in. Maybe that's where they become Jets fans.
Yeah, but they could be Giants fans.
Yeah, no,
I
yeah,
feel like
that's
if you're
it.
a Jets fan, you have another
It's a
team.
Yankees
to,
Mets thing, right?
It's a Yankees Mets things. That's two New Yorks, right? You're either a Mets fan or you're a Yankees fan, and you're either a Jets fan or you're a Giants fan, and it's that I don't know if big brother, little brother, I don't know if that's the right way to call it, but like that inner city rivalry, the two
Clippers.
different parts of town, right? Like
Yeah.
that one, like there's the Manhattan, like the social elites or whatever I think they're called, and then you've got like what is like the people from the Bronx,
Mm-hmm.
right, are now on the island and
Brooklyn.
they're Brooklyn, and that aren't necessarily like the big skyscraper, New York City. So yeah, man.
Laney, unfortunately, that's every week though.
What's that?
She says Colin Cowherd always admits when he's wrong about the Chiefs.
No. Yeah, I mean, that should just he does that skit on there, right? Where it's like where Colin got it right and where Colin got it wrong. And it's like, well, you could just play last week's show over on the where he got it wrong part, because that dude, man, he does. That's bad. But I mean, must be doing something right.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, he's good at what he does.
Yeah. Entertainment value, I guess. But we really appreciate all you watching us here on Chiefs Kingdom Live. I don't know if we
Yes,
provide the
thank you,
entertainment value that Colin Cowherd and some of them guys provide, but we just try to keep it real, and we also try to stick with the team and not get too high or too low, right? And not try to overreact to one game or two here and there, because as long as you got Patrick Mahomes and as long as you got Travis Kelce and Chris Jones and Kareem Hunt and Andy Reid, man, you got a good chance. You got a better than good chance of coming out on top. Chiefs won against the Colts, a huge win, keeping the playoff race alive. I know they lost some spots technically in the race, but that was a huge win, man, over an AFC team. These teams, like I was looking at it, man, the Colts and the Texans and the Jags and the Chargers and the Broncos, they play each other a lot here down the stretch, man. So there's going to be a lot of beating up on each other and some cannibalizing that those teams do against each other. So you can't overstate how big of a win that was at Arrowhead on Sunday. We might be looking back as the fumble by Kareem Hunt that saved the Chiefs season, man. You never know. But we'll be back next week. Hope everybody has a happy and safe Thanksgiving. We're definitely thankful for all of you all of our friends and our fans here on the show that make this so much more fun and just make being a fan of this team and going through this dynasty run just that much more enjoyable. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back next Wednesday, hoping about the Chiefs getting a win in Dallas on Thanksgiving against the old America's team. Until then, let's go Chiefs.
All right,
let's go Chiefs.